What's up guys, it's Ivaldi Sako. Welcome to the show. Here we talk mostly about business, mindset, self-improvement, getting you to the next level or getting you some results if you are right now beginning in business, or even if you're not in business and you want your life to get a lot better, you're going to love that show. So I would suggest you subscribe right now because you're at the right place to become truly free and successful. Please regard this part 2 of this mindset training as a real training, as a course that you would pay for $997, right? Or a module of one course like this. Not the scammy one, a real one that's actually going to get you a lot of results. So please pay attention, be very, very focused on this. It will help you out a lot. All right. I'm not saying this to sell you anything because I have nothing to sell you, right? I'm not making this podcast. I'm not filming this to make money. I do this to share the journey. That's all. If you don't know who I am, my name is Ivaldi Sako. I used to be the personal trainer of a guy that was making $300K a month. He blew my mind when he showed me how much money he was making. We went to do business together and I learned a lot. And then it's been 3 years now I've been in business myself. I learned a lot. It's been more than 6 years I've been in personal development. So I'm a little bit, at least, qualified to talk to you about this stuff and to give you a lot of value. So please regard this as what it is, very valuable. Imagine you paid $1,000 for this or $10,000 for it, right? As much as you can, as much as you need to actually feel like it's valuable and apply what you're going to learn right now. I took a lot of this information from a lot of people, from my experiences. So it's like you'll see maybe some commonalities with Simon Van Course, maybe David Goggins. I take a lot of concepts from David Goggins and a lot of people that I will not remember. So sorry if I don't give credit, but it's also my experiences, my learnings, my college learnings. Also, I've taken some psychology classes. Also, as you may notice, I'm not natively speaking English. I'm French, so forgive if I have any misuse of any words or I don't find the right words at the right time. Please focus on the content. I know you can understand me. If not, you would not be listening right now. So let's get into it. And also, there might be a part 3 of this podcast. So, mind you, it will this podcast will actually change your life. Like what you saw in the title is actually true. It will create your dream life and make it. You will effortlessly achieve your dream goals in life. Like you will create anything that you will want because of this, because this is a mindset foundational training that will get you a lot of results. So please, again, I've been doing this too much. I don't know how much I've been selling this to you, but come on, please. Do you see? I'm excited for this training. Let's go. So we'll talk about here. First of all, part 1, if you haven't listened to it first, it makes more sense to listen to part 1 first, then 2, then 3, if there is any 3. Because last time we talked about the power of one thought. We talked also about how to master feedback loops and how to make it easy, as easy and as probable as possible that you become successful, and how to not enter or remain into a vicious cycle or prevent self-sabotage. So we saw that before, right? So right now we're going to see how to create the life of your dreams and achieve anything that you want fairly easily, to be honest with you. It is an easiest path. It's the easiest path, right? Sorry if my English today is I'm not very warmed up and I'm pretty tight on time again. We'll also see how to become the person actually capable of making all of your goals and dreams a reality. Identity shifting. We're going to change your identity and make it effortless. We'll also see how to use feedback loops that we talked about in the last podcast to cheat your way to becoming a new you that will effortlessly create the life of your dreams. And at the end, for the people, or if we have time remaining, we'll see how, I don't know if I'm going to talk about this stuff. We'll see. How controlling your environment and using feedback loops at your adventure will create for you an enemy, a dangerous enemy, an inevitable enemy that you'll need to face at one point or another. So we might as well talk about it right now so that you are actually ready for it. And I'll tell you exactly how to be ready for it and not let the attack of this enemy scare you or make you give up or anything like this. I think nobody talks about this, but it's very, very useful. Or at least like I didn't know about this before this week. And basically what I do in this podcast is just I journal, right? I journal what I learned to help you also become truly free and successful. So, this week I learned a bunch of things. Or maybe last week. And yeah, let's get into it. So, I don't know where to start again. We'll see. Okay. So, this is going to be divided in three major parts, at least. The first one is defining and determining your current self. Because right now, my job is right now on this podcast is to give you a map, a roadmap. Not really a roadmap, no. A map. Just like you see in movies. You see in movies where the treasure is the map, right? The treasure that they look for something and everything in it. Then they discover the treasure. They open it, the case, right? I don't know what it's called. And boom, appears. Like, boom, a map. And this map, you're going to use it to be able to get to your goals, get to your dreams. But first, you need to see where you are on this map, right? I'm going to help you do this, but it's ultimately your job. What I'm doing with you is giving you the map and telling you how to use it. Then you need to use it, right? So you need to define first where are you currently on the map. Then you're going to need to figure out where do you need to go, right? What's the direction? And then you'll have a path drawn automatically. And it's going to make all sense. It's going to be easy you're going to have a to-do list, basically, to getting to the life that you want, getting to the person that you need to become, right? Because right now, we're going to figure out who you are. Who is your current self? We're going to define your future self, your dream self. The one capable of achieving your dreams, that will effortlessly create your dreams. And then we're going to see, okay, what's the difference? And it's going to make all sense. We're going to see the gap between the two, and you'll be able to go through this gap and actually achieve your goals, achieve your dreams, because you'll be this person capable of doing all of this effortlessly. Okay, I need to focus. First of all, let's define who you are right now. So I've listed a bunch of questions that you need to ask yourself to be able to do all this. So, who you are right now. Describe right now, who are you? How do you see yourself, right? What character traits would you give? Like, give a couple of sentences, right? Who are you? Are you a greatly disciplined man that is just like does everything he wants, or in a like pretty fast way, or are you a lazy, pretty procrastinating guy? What's your style? Who are you, right? Then you're going to define where are you? Where do you live? Do you like your apartment? Do you like the city where you live? Do you like all those things? And the goal here is to get as precise as possible and be as blunt. Okay, I talked about the accountability mirror of David Goggins. This is what it is. You're gonna need to face and define clearly where you are, with no judgments. Don't care about being rude to yourself, right? Just be completely honest, brutal, right? You don't care. That's the truth, man. David Goggins looks in the mirror and just says, "You're not good enough, man. You're not good enough. You don't run fast enough, right? You're not a great runner, right?" And he tells the truth about himself. You want to know the truth, okay? That's a major key point. If you don't do this, it's not going to get you very far. You want to say the truth. Face it. It's hard, but it's worth it. Then what you got to do is define, okay, what's your situation? Where do you live? How much money you make? How much have you made already? Or how much you make a month, a year, right? Be as precise as possible. What do you do to make this kind of money, right? Maybe you work at a job, you getting like a wage there, and just like it's not great. You live in a city that you don't like. Be full open with this. Then you're gonna see how do you present yourself, how do you carry yourself, what do you wear, right? This tells something about you. What are you, like, kind of slappy? Don't wear, like, you don't take care too much about yourself. I know that I used to do this. I used to have my hair like pretty crazy. I didn't care about it. I just was fully focused on my online business. I just didn't see any people, so I just didn't care at all. I was like fully, like, completely like my beard was completely like I was a mess, right? Define, like, bluntly, who are you, how do you dress, where do you live, all those things, very important. What country do you live? What do you want to do? What do you do each day? Then, what is your business? What is your job? What do you do? And all this kind of stuff. You also want to write what you think people gossip about you. What do people say behind your back? It's useful to see that as well. Also, one important thing. What judgments do you have on other people? Who are these people? And on what do you judge them? Because what you judge them on often reflects something on you. If you judge someone, I know I do. I judge, for example, people that have no discipline. I judge them a lot. Or people that have except like very, I judge them a lot. People that always party, like I got friends that are always partying, and in my mind, if you talk it or if you just think it, it's the same thing, right? You don't need to say those things, say those judgments. If you know it does count. If it's only in your mind, it's only in my mind. I don't tell those people. I just judge them, and I feel like they're just like a pretty. It's almost disgusting to me, right? How they party always and everything, right? They enjoy their lives. And maybe this is why I can't enjoy my life. Maybe this is why I cast judgment on them, so I can't do what they do. This is why I'm kind of mad at them. Maybe a lot of people, when they see confident people, they say, "Oh, he's too cocky. He thinks himself like better than anybody else," right? Maybe this is because you don't have the courage to be that confident, right? I know at one point I almost got this as well. What judgments do you have on other people? That will give you a lot of insights on who you currently are, and what, like, you project this onto them, right? Oftentimes they maybe don't have a problem, and maybe if they do have a problem, when you see this in them, that means something about you. So you got to discover that about you. What do people then say about you? Maybe behind your back, people say, "Oh, he thinks too much of himself." Just say it. Just write down everything that you, maybe even some things that I don't talk about right now. Everything that just has to do with your situation, write it down. You also want to make some kind of introspection to really discover yourself and know yourself. I know I had done this work like a long time ago, but I did it again, and I found some new things. So if you want to do it again, it's a good idea. Questions like, how was your childhood, right? Because oftentimes when you grow up, you're gonna have some trauma in your childhood, and you want to fix this trauma that you had with your new situation. Or for example, people that grow older, parents want to give their kids a life that they didn't have when they were kids themselves. They want to, make up for what they've been through, for example. I know I had a lot of money problems when I was a kid. Uh, my parents, we had a lot of money problems. I didn't feel safe. Also, when I was going to school, I was scared a lot in school, and so I was scared of any environment that were where I was going to meet or was going to be closed. If there was any closed environment in a place full of people, I would be kind of scared of going there because I would like see danger in my mind. Because to me, school, every time I went to the school, I was a kid. I saw the doors close down on me, and I felt like imprisoned. I felt like my freedom was taken away. I was never going to see my parents ever again, and I didn't know when would be the last time, right? That I would ever be able to get out of this, and it was like really like trauma, right? This is why I want freedom so much. I want freedom to not be like captivated and imprisoned in something. I don't want that. So you want to discover these things about you, discover what all the bad negative experiences that happened in your life as a childhood that just made like a mark on you, on your personality. Maybe you're making jokes, self-deprecating jokes, I think that's the right word, on yourself. Why? Because you're not confident, or maybe you had some kind of trauma when you were a kid that made you behave or cope. That's a coping mechanism, right? You need to discover that about yourself. Sometimes you do need a therapist to do this, or maybe sometimes you just need a pen and paper. It's really very useful to do this on paper or even on the doc, right? Maybe all those questions, as I tell you, and all the content might be in a Google Doc so that it's easier for you. I don't know yet, not sure, but I'll try to get it for you. Then you have right now defined who your current self is. Now you want to think about this current self and future self as some character that you control. Some like almost you're the creator of a movie and it's a character in a scene, right? And you control it. So right now you didn't control it because you were not very much taking charge of the movie, right? Right now you're in charge of the movie. You're taking responsibility. I didn't say that in the beginning, but it's very important. The first two realization that you need to make is that it's full responsibility. All of where you are right now is because of you. You need to take that into like big accountability. It's all because of you. All this where you are right now, who you are right now, is all because of you. Nobody else. Not the government, not your parents, not your situations, nobody else but you. And the reason why you want to do this and take accountability and take really like all the responsibility for your situation is because if you give away the responsibility, you have no more power. And so you can't change things, right? You want to be able, you are in the power. All of it is your responsibility, therefore you can change it, right? This is why you want to say everything is my fault. It's never somebody else's fault. No. It's my fault. I take full responsibility and accountability. It's hard sometimes to look at the truth because it's actually the truth. Where you are right now, it's your fault. Sometimes you have situations that just like happen to be like worse. Or maybe you have a sickness. It's not directly your fault, but it's still your responsibility. So take that ownership, right? Second thing, the current you right now, the current you that you defined right now, cannot achieve your goals. You see it. Oh, also, the question that you could ask yourself, what are your habits? What are your skills? Right now, good habits, bad habits. What are there, right? And you see that and you start realizing that maybe like to get to, I don't know what your goal is. Maybe it's making $1 million a year. Let's say it's that. Does a person that makes $1 million a year have those bad habits? Maybe not. And this is where we're headed. So you want to define who you are right now and completely understand it. That it's impossible for you right now to achieve your goals. You need to change, but you can change. And so therefore it's not really impossible. It's impossible for your current self. Right now, we've defined the current self. You've defined where you are, who you are, what your character traits, what your skills, your habits, your bad habits, your good habits, everything. about you right now. The way you dress, everything. The way you groom yourself, everything. How much you weight, all of it. It's written down, it's done. On one document, on one piece of paper. I don't know. Now, let's define your dream life. Your dream life is sometimes not your actual dream life. So you want to pay you want to pay attention to if it's your dream or if it's somebody else's dream that has put it in your mind. Because maybe it's a dream that you have as a dream because you think it's the right dream to have. I know I don't even know for sure if that's actually my dream or not. I don't know for sure. But I think it is. Because I was not able to see any kind of, how do you say, influence of other people on my dream. Like my parents wanted me to become a doctor or an engineer, right, at the beginning. I became a personal trainer, so I don't think I have a certain dream that has been put inside my brain, right? Maybe there is for you, so be aware of this. Now, all you want to do is think of what do you want. Just try to think very calmly. If you wanted something, like what do you want? What do you want out of life? What do you want your life to look like? I did that by just asking myself, okay, if I could do anything, what would I do? If I could have anything, what would I have? Then it determines kind of your level of ambition. Just see what you want, right? Don't try to feel like you have to be a certain level of ambition. No, what do you want? Like just okay, right now, what do you want? And all this can change, right? And like your dream just changes and grows with you because you're growing as well. So don't all those questions. Don't try to spend too much time on them. Maybe the childhood part is going to take more time to just really reflect and have an introspection, but it should be fairly easily described with all of those other questions. So now, okay, what do you want out of life? What's your dream? Where do you live in this dream? You want to be as precise as possible, right? The goal is to have a mental clarity, a mental picture of where you want to be. And when you have this mental picture, it's very easy to get to it. Your mind will attract itself to it because you will take the action according with this because it will be very clear. There's a concept of, I think Ed Milet, I've heard it from Ed Milet at least. It's the RAS, Reticular Activating System, right? Once you buy a car, you see this car everywhere, right? But it was always there. But you see it right now because it's entered your subconscious mind, right? And so with this picture, when it's going to enter your subconscious mind, it's going to be very clear and it's going to enter your subconscious mind. You're going to be able to see it everywhere. See how any actions in your environment could get you closer to this vision. And this is where it's very useful to have a clear mental picture, a real sharp, detailed picture of where you want to be. Point it on the map. Okay, this is where I want to be. This is the city that I want to live in. That's who I want to be like. This is what I want to have. I want to have this great mansion. I want it. I want this great view. I want this car. I want this one. I need it. I want this kind of relationships. All of your dream life. All of it. Describe it as much as possible. What is your impact you want to leave on this world? Do you want to have kids? Not have kids? What's your dream? What's your life? Right? What's your end goal? What does it look like? You want to get as sharp and as clear as possible. Now let's say you have a dream. You have a goal. Now also on this part, you also want to be more specific. Like you have this dream, this goal, this end vision. You want to get it as close as possible to the daily action that you need to make every day to get it. So for example, what will you do to have this amount of money, right? You want a great mansion. Okay, how will this happen? Okay, I'm going to go in business and do this. I'm going to serve this kind of people. right? So ask yourself the question: who am I going to serve? What business model am I going to have, right? What price point? So determine that as well, because it's very important. Maybe this you can get clear on it later, but it's very important so that you define the daily actions, because the daily actions are going to be the very stepping stone of what you got to do. When you'll be able to do this, for example, you want to make $1 million a year, right? This is your dream goal, and so with this you can define, okay, you can go down the tunnel, right? All the metrics of, okay, imagine you make sales calls to sell people on a service, for example. You have a 50% conversion rate, and so you'll need this amount of people to get to $1 million, right? Depending on your price point. So you make $1 million divided by $5,000 if this is your price point. And so you see, okay, I need this many people on a sales call to, then after half of them convert, and that will make me $1 million. You want to get this as the first metric. So the first metric is how many, for example, cold calls do you make, right? And so you want to define, if you make, for example, 200 cold calls every single day, or maybe 1,000 cold calls every single day, you'll be sure to attain $1 million. And the way you want to do this is you want to be pessimistic about all the metrics, because if you are not, then you're less likely, all right? You want to make it as probable as possible that you actually get to this point. And when you realize also the daily action that you need to take in order to achieve this great vision, you might see that it's impossible for you to make this happen as a one person, right? So you have a big goal, big dream. It maybe requires you to have a great team. And so this puts you in perspective of what you want to do to actually get to this goal. Okay. Now, you have your dream goal. You know who you are, your current self. It's not who you are really, it's your current self. It's just that. But the real question, you don't need to keep asking yourself, who am I, right? That's it. You defined who your current self is, who your current character was, right? Now, the real question that you need to keep asking yourself continually is who you are, who am I becoming? Becoming, not who am I. Who am I becoming? I'm becoming this person. And now, you want to ask yourself basically all the same questions that you ask yourself in the first part. But make it as, who is this new character, this new person, this future self that is capable of achieving your goal, your dream goal, because we've defined it, effortlessly. So, what does this new character is like? Describe it in a few sentences. Who is this new self that will get your dream goal effortlessly? Like for him, it's just it's normal. Your dream goal, he achieves it like it was like any other day, right? It's normal for me. $1 million for me, it's normal. It's my everyday life. I don't care. Last time I was at my cousin's office and he had a call. 10 minutes after that, a woman showed up at our on our desk. Right, I was working with him, and he got he made a sale, $15,000, $15K like this. Boom, it was normal to him. And then his wife was, oh cool, I'm going to go shopping after that. Normal, there was no oh my god, this is a big deal. This is not his dream goal. 15K in an hour. It's not his dream goal. He doesn't care about it's easy. He doesn't care, right? It's normal for this future self to achieve your goals and dreams. Completely normal. So describe this one. Describe his character traits. Describe everything that we saw on the first part, all the habits, character traits, skills. When you describe the adjectives like relentless. He's relentless. He's very disciplined, right? And then you want to see the difference. And the difference is, okay, what does this new character, this new future self that is capable of achieving my dreams effortlessly have as a habit that I don't have? Or what are the bad habits that the current self has that my new future self doesn't have? Like right now, the current self is procrastinating a lot, right? You don't want to project yourself onto one or the other for now, right? You want to see all those the both characters as characters that you control. So this current self, what does he have? What is he doing as a bad habit that this new current self doesn't have? This one is procrastinating. The new one it never procrastinates. Like it never happens. Like it just like it doesn't happen. He's just so disciplined, so focused, so energized on his goals. He's just working so fast. Remark that I really think successful people are very fast in what they do. Like it just move fast. They're energized because of their big dreams. It's just like so motivating. They believe they can achieve it because they're becoming this person capable of doing so. And so you see, okay, what are the skills of this new self? What is he capable of doing, right? All those questions are very, very useful to ask yourself, because when you do, you'll see a big difference in who you are becoming. And then you have this new self. And also you want to see, okay, this is important. I'm late. I need to go right now, and I think there'll definitely be a part 3. But I'll finish on this, because you have a few other questions that you can ask yourself. What countries does this new self lives in, right? What city, and what is his type of day, right? When does he wake up? To me, I wrote down he wakes up at 4:45 a.m. Like I barely can wake up at 5 a.m. right now. I'm waking up at like 5:30, 6. I gotta go make it up to 4:45, right? This is my new self. He wakes up at 4:45 a.m. He goes to the gym, and then he goes on about the rest of the day of his day, and he sees his family, his kids. I don't have any kids right now. I don't have a wife, but I'll have it in the future, right? And you also see what I forgot in the current self. There's a few things. Okay, what are the things blocking you from achieving your goals? Okay, what are the distractions, the temptations that you fall into? What are all those bad habits that you have that are preventing you from achieving this? And so in the future self, you can write down what of all of those negative things, what is he free of, right? What he doesn't have that anymore. And if he doesn't have that, you don't have this weight anymore that keeps you down and holds you back. This is the negative force that holds you back. And then you're going to be able to get the new skills, get the new habits that are required for this new self to effortlessly achieve your goals, achieve your dreams. This is very powerful. What are his character traits? And you're going to see what the average day looks like. I said that, and describe the new character with the desire, right? He has a desire, a newfound desire for his dream goal. He's energized by this, right? So you want to write down how he behaves, where he lives, who he is, his values, his non-negotiables, right? He's got some principles and values, because if he doesn't, he'll get lost in the process, which I got lost in the process. I was fully focused on business, thinking my new self was, but indeed he was not. He was not fully so obsessed with business that he's losing his health. I made this mistake. Don't make it as well. And then how would people gossip about you? Like this, I got it from Simon Evans. Like, what would people say behind your back? And this has to be positive. Like the new current self, what would people say about him? Oh my God, he's so talented. He's so good. He's so charismatic. He's so confident. I've never seen somebody as confident as him. He's like such a good storyteller, right? My God, he communicates his ideas so well. It's crazy. I cannot believe he's got to this amount of success. How did he do it? And they're just talking in a cafe, right? Somewhere else, and you don't see it, you don't know it, but they're saying this about you. And just like kind of motivates you, right? Like, oh my God, like, let's go. You want this feeling of energy coming into you. So right now you got this. You got your current self, your dream goal, and your new self that is capable of achieving your dream goal effortlessly. Like, he does this every day. It's not a problem for him, right? And so, also you want to see, okay, what judgments this new self is free of, right? Because he's casting judgments on a lot of people. Maybe this new character self, like this new self, does not cast any judgment on anybody. Like, he doesn't care about all the people. He's just like, okay, it's okay, I understand them. They have some points that are right? Like, if he's that confident, maybe sometimes he'll realize that just, it's not that confident, but it's not a problem for me, right? He's just like kind of this disinterested person toward, what other people would do that would bother him before. He doesn't get bothered anymore. And so yeah, these are the main thing, I think. Right now, you want to get all of this right and use the feedback loop for it. Use your feedback loop. So you watch part 1, you use the feedback loop, and then you use it to have the thought of this becoming self become true. And when you do, it's going to brainwash yourself that and thinking and believing and bring this belief so strong that you actually are this becoming new self. This new self, you actually are this person. And therefore you're going to take effortlessly the actions that you used to like very much like be very intimidated by taking before. Maybe you like very like scared of doing public speaking. And this new self is just completely easy about this. It's like what I do every day is what energizes me, right? I don't care. This is what you want to get to. And you use a feedback loop. And then you might make yourself an enemy. And I'll talk about this maybe in part 3. Stay tuned if you want more of this. Like and subscribe. If you got anything out of this podcast, please share the show. I don't do this to make money. I do this to share the journey and help you as much as possible and help as many people as possible. So please, if you liked it, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the other podcast. Take care.